No. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to another episode of Catching Up with You. I'm Amber, your host of said show. Today, we're going to be filming in a new location because I'm currently not in my Brooklyn apartment right now. But still, the show must go on. So today we're interviewing one of my wonderful dear friends from Stella Adler, another. She is a powerhouse. She's an actress. I love watching her work. She's a writer. Her play currently right now that she's working on is amazing. Um, I look forward to reading it again and hire me, act in it as well. Regardless, she's amazing, as I've already said. So let's get on with catching up with Morgan. Hello. Hi.
Well, just gonna move this. I'm sitting in an armchair.
Okay.
Best angle possible.
Yes. Finding.
You
I don't
know.
care. You're gonna see my double chin. I don't care.
You look bright. You look vibrant.
Thank you. I had to improvise. I'm using my phone flashlight right now.
Oh, really? Wow. Hey, innovative because I'm comparing the screens and I look pretty dull because I'm just relying on the sunlight here. So maybe if I, had my ring light or something.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I didn't bring my ring light with me. So what to do?
Smart.
Oh, hi. Hello. Welcome. I love that shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Funny
It's really
story is I ordered it like 5 years ago. And it got here, and my mom and I were like, "Did you order this? I didn't order it. Did you order it? I didn't order it." And then my mom's like, "Let's just put it away because we don't know where it came from." Then I was like, I actually did order it.
That's kidding. My bad. Nice, nice, nice. So how are you? How have you been?
It's been better.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been better. Round 2. I don't know if that's worth mentioning. Got deleted, but since then I've been better.
Good.
Yeah. How have you been now that you've moved from, not permanently, but you've left the city?
Yeah, I left the city for a little bit to get some air, some space. I feel like even just in this span of the camera, it looks more spacious than my
Yeah, I remember the shelves of all the your DVDs.
Yeah.
But then I could see your desk with all your other business, and then I could see the door, and then just based off of that map, I could infer what else was behind the camera and off angles. I'm like,
Yeah, not that big.
It's New York. What can you do? What can
Exactly.
you do?
Exactly. So, last time we spoke, we were talking about your fantastic play.
Play? Oh my god!
Yes. So, what's the update? What's the skinny?
Going into it, I was like, it was in a place that I really liked. I was like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of things I would change about it. Maybe, I'd take a comma out, add a period there, maybe 1 or 2 lines about something here. Coming out of the meeting, I was like, I gotta change this entirely. Not because the people you were there,
Yeah.
Amber was awesome. She read for one of the characters, and it was actually a character, I didn't really see her playing at first, and she killed it. But the panel the panel was basically saying, this is awesome, but we want more. You can delve even deeper into these topics. And I was like, okay. And that was just feedback that I'd gotten a lot. And I guess I was really skimming the surface when I had gone back and edited it. But with that feedback session, I was like, dang, it was just so specific. And so I was like, okay, I scrapped completely what I had. The roadmap's pretty much the same, but I scrapped it and I redid what happened, how we got there. The ending pretty much stays the same, but I was like, we get there an entirely different way, and even Queen is so different, and Frankie is different, and the way that she expresses herself with her bipolar disorder, And yeah, I'm just excited. It's so much longer too. I thought it was pretty long reading it, but now I'm like, you know what? No, this could have an intermission. Now,
Oh,
I'm not putting one in there. Whoever directs it, whatever, can put one in there if they want. But
like I'm not doing that work for you. You figure it out. You want an intermission so bad? Get one. Do it
I wrote
yourself.
it. Come on, I can't do it all.
Gosh, what more do you want from me?
Yeah. So I'm excited to reread that again.
Yeah.
Did I just say it like reread that again? English. Um, that shady look to the side that you do.
No, I just what is the right verbiage?
Words, but yeah, I want to read it again. Maybe same people, maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure if theater is looking like, but I plan on doing as soon as we are able to do a full production.
Yeah, that's sip some water.
Coffee. Oh, we both took a drink break. Cheers.
But yeah. That's the theater. What to do, what to do. That is, I know that film productions have started again. Theater, it's like, and then of course, like you have on demand. You have, the internet, wherever you want to release your film or television show or whatever. You have all these avenues to do it where people can sit at home and be social distancing and watch it. With theater, it's like it's live.
Yeah,
So
the audience is a huge component of the theater, and
yeah.
they're
I mean, yeah.
a performer with you. You feed off the energy each different audience gives you. And I know there's a sect of theater coming up where, there's these Zoom productions, there's these virtual productions. I know even Stella said that people who haven't gotten a production yet, they were going to do some kind of camera work where it would still be a theater production for the actors, but in terms of viewing and disseminating, they'd set up cameras, which is, fine and good, but part of the thrill of theater is doing it now.
Who will be the first audience to test that out?
Yeah, no one wants to be the first, because I am like, I'm gonna wait to see what happens to y'all.
Yeah, basically like, go ahead, y'all.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
2 to 3 weeks later, I'll, gather, put that information in my head, and be like, okay, I think it's safe for me to, go out and get a drink now.
Possibly.
Whatever.
I don't know.
A Broadway show or two.
I'm just like, restaurants, bars. Can we get a vaccine first? Can we maybe? Oh yeah, it's really unfortunate. It just because I want to see your play up. Also want to be in your play.
So pick me.
Based on her sheer genius alone, she will be in the production. It's called Fulton, by the way. I don't think I said that.
I don't think so. Did I say? I don't know.
I don't remember, but yes, Fulton is the name of the play.
Yes.
So look for
it. Yes, be on the lookout. 2021, because
workshopping 2020, because we can always be better.
Yeah,
I'm open to whoever wants to come take a look-see.
So how does that for you as an artist and as things are becoming more digital and in a way more accessible, how does that work in with that for you? Does it make it harder or like to want to create, or it's just like one of those things like, all right, gotta get over this hump and figure it out? Like
yeah, I have felt the pressure, I guess, to adapt to changing styles, and I'm all for it. Get with the times is always what I say as an artist, but I don't think that in getting with the times that you should sacrifice all the other mediums or what you're best at or what you want to do. So just because Zoom and virtual theater is becoming more prevalent doesn't mean that we should jump ship on traditional theater entirely, because it's going to come back.
Yes.
I don't know how, when, in what form, how strongly, but it's going to come back. Traditional theater
sure.
will. And that's not to say that Zoom is going to go away when it does.
Yeah.
So I think there's a happy medium, if you will, in finding your medium. And it's just another way of transcending those lines from the mediums we had before Zoom. You know, you had your theater, you had TV film, you had voiceover, you had podcasts, whatever. And now here's just another sec to add on to that. And with all the technology, I think there is benefits in learning everything possible that you can do and adapting whatever you create to go to whatever it can be to be accessible for everyone. Because not everyone can afford Broadway, you know? Not everyone can get their butts out of their house to go see theater without the pandemic. So having online stuff really puts us on an even playing field.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Do you think, so there was a time when like painters were like seen as these, magnificent beings and whatnot. And then paint by numbers came out, and then anybody could paint. Like, and then, so then the market is inundated with all these painters and coming in and taking classes and doing this. And so with now Zoom being another piece of a sort of congested market, as it were, do you like how do you feel about people still rising to the top and still being discovered amongst all the other stuff?
yes. um, that's a really good question, because I was talking to a friend maybe a few days ago, and he was saying he admired a lot of the creators amongst this fast food theater time. And I think that was a funny phrase, fast food theater. But I don't think that anyone being able to make it takes away necessarily from those who love to do it. And I think it's about defining what art means to you. What do you want to consume? And then in creating, who do you want to consume it? Are you making it for truly everybody? Or are you make it for the upper echelons of the art world? You know, it's just about finding your audience. And then I think we also need to move away from trying to be better than the people who paint by number or who just do it for the clout, you know, whatever. It shouldn't take away from you, because I think we're seeing a moving away from trying to monetize the things that we're good at, especially as artists now, because we kind of cannot monetize what we're good at. So we really have to rediscover the joy in just creating it, and then in finding the joy in creating it for you in your artistic circle. Other people recognize that and consume it anyway, no matter if it's fast food theater, if it's painting by number. The joy of you as an artist creating it, finding out how it resonates with you and your life, other people see it too. You just have to create it on your terms, you know? And it's possible. It's possible to make a life creating on your terms and being successful on a huge scale. I know one person that I admire a lot for doing that is Michaela Cole. She will do it on her own terms, and everyone loves her. We love Michaela Cole, and she is relentless in the way that she wants to do it her way. So she would survive even if no one bought her stuff, if no one watched a show, if everyone hated her style, she would be fine, because she has found a niche for herself, and this is who she is as an artist.
It's funny you bring her up, because
it's a lot, but it's good. It's a good a lot.
So good though. And like, just to know that, when she was younger, she was just like, okay, you don't make this for me, fine, I'm gonna go make my own thing, whatever, I'll do it. And then, as she was doing chewing gum, she learned so much just about just the racism in this industry, about how no one's got your back like you got your back. Like even your agents, will sometimes try to sell you out to make a quick buck on their end. And it's just like I was just blown away. And then she's like, nope, I started doing this show and I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew how I wanted to be in charge. I knew, and she just laid it out and she went for it and she got everything she wanted. And
more, I would say,
Yeah, like she said no to what she needed to say no to. She fired her agent. She was like, no, y'all not gonna treat me like this. I know what I'm worth. And I was like, and I think with that, the idea that there's so many people creating and doing all this, if your work is really, like you said, your thing, you know what you want to say, you have this idea and it's coming from a genuine place, at some point it will rise to the top and people will see it and take notice and want that. And then it's up to you to be like, well, how much do you want it for? Once you get to a certain space, like how much do you want it for? What are you gonna do for me to get this? So, but yeah, I was just like, oh, she blew me away. Definitely one of my favorite peers. She's a peer, and that's the great thing about her.
I would love to work with her. Michaela, if you're listening.
Just two Black girls.
On. But if this is Amber, maybe that's her. But wherever Amber is, get with us.
Just, reach out anytime, it's all good. Reach out and touch. All one love.
Yes. And she's so great. And it mirrors kind of what Issa Rae's journey was with Awkward Black Girl on the internet. And then we come to Insecure. And it's very much something that Issa wrote for herself. She's like,
definitely
playing characters. Like, I see things that don't see me as beautiful, that see me as cool, that are rounded characters. So I'm going to write for me. And she wrote for her. And it's something that she capitalized and monetized. Maybe not on purpose, or maybe, yes, on purpose, but it's something that she took a hold on.
Yeah, well, it's like, the YouTube episodes were free. Everybody was watching them. Everybody was tuning in. Everybody was really interested to see the next episode of Awkward Black Girl and see what she was doing. And then the people with the money saw it and was like, hey, we want that. Again, how much do you want it for?
Yes. Yeah. And so I encourage all artists to not, especially actors in this limbo who are scared and don't know what to do next, don't feel the pressure to create just to make something, to stay relevant or whatever.
Yeah.
Create the things that you just feel in the moment or whatever feels like you. And if you're after the accolades, it'll come. If you're after making a living, it'll come.
Just takes time.
It takes time.
Yes.
I thought you said just text me.
No, just takes time. Just text me, I'll get you there. Don't worry about it. You want the accolades? I got you. Just
Manager Patton over here. She's got you.
No, you don't want me as your manager. No, you don't. You don't want that. I'm not. Nope, I'm an artist. I'm learning the business side, but definitely
managing.
Yeah.
No managing here.
Yes. Only managing myself, and I have issues doing that sometimes. So on the acting side, have you been getting into any acting or?
Yes and no. So before pandemic, I don't know if anyone out there probably have one-on-one. I was going to those classes. It's basically like is it appropriate to call it pay for play? One-on-one?
I mean, it is because you pay.
You do pay. I mean, it's not like hundreds of dollars, but you pay. It's reasonable. It's like 50, whatever, for a one time a week class. Sometimes there's 2 times, 3 times, whatever. To meet casting directors and agents. And then as soon as pandemic hit, they hit the ground running and they made it virtual, and they did a really good job of transitioning that. So it's still the same setup. We're just on Zoom in our own houses with our own setups. And I think this is good because you still get to meet the CDs, you still get to meet the agents, managers. And this time we get to meet people from LA.
Yeah.
And Chicago, Atlanta, wherever, that we wouldn't have gotten to meet if we were just taking classes in New York.
True.
And then the CDs and the managers' agents get to see our self-tape setups if we choose to get on class like that. And so I took one of the panels, an agent manager panel in LA, and good things actually came from it. You know, I met a manager, some agents in LA that I wouldn't have gotten to meet, and they work bi-coastally. So
Okay.
I think maybe, like, I'm not saying coronavirus is a blessing. It ain't. But aspects.
But you found ways to work within that.
Mhm.
Now, like there are restrictions, but within those restrictions, you found ways to open up and find new avenues to get connected with people. And yes, that's the kind of silver lining out of this, because it's easy to be like, man, 2020 is dead. Let it go. Just wait till next year. Wait till they get a cure. Wait till something. But, you know, as artists, it's not that easy to just be like, okay, I'll just sit and wait.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, I don't know, like it's the same for you, but I always feel the need, even if it's not necessarily a show that I'm in or something like that, I need to have a creative outlet. I need to do something. Otherwise, I lose my shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's just who we are as people, our nature. We're not, if we were sitters, we'd be like accountants or something. No offense to the accountants out there, but
We need you.
We do need you accountants, but you know, if we were sit and waiters, we wouldn't really be in this profession. So, yeah, I think in terms of actual acting, doing a project, I haven't really been doing much of that, but a friend approached me and said she wanted to do a heinous production of Romeo and Juliet in a parking lot. So I don't know what that entails. It sounds exciting. She said the poison is for loco. So if that told us anything, I was like,
that's legit poison though.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not trying to actually die on stage.
Yeah, like,
mm-hmm.
Are you trying to actually kill somebody? Like,
yeah, like,
can you pour the acid of Four Loko out and put like water in the can or something? Like,
we're actors here, you know, we can act.
Yeah, like I could pretend to die. I don't actually need to die. Trying to kill y'all. Sip on this Four Loko. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's pretty heinous. That is heinous.
That is ratchet theater in the most respectful way.
Mm-hmm. So I love seeing heinous Shakespeare. So we need more.
I dig it.
Anyone want to do heinous Shakespeare?
So you've got Bolted, which is becoming this glorious, magnificent intermission optional, and ratchet Shakespeare heinous Shakespeare in the parking lot with Four Loko. Please don't die.
I'm not even gonna drink. I'm gonna be like,
yeah, just and then so is there anything else that you're branching out into doing, or are there any creative hobbies that you've gotten into that aren't necessarily your passion, like don't necessarily have to do with acting or writing?
Yeah, I'm a long time. I'm sorry. There's always a threat that someone's gonna walk in because people need to use this room. And so if they do, I'm just gonna start my answer over.
Okay.
But I'm a longtime musician, so I've been playing the violin since I was 10 years old.
And she's fantastic.
Thank you. I try. I've practiced a lot, and I loved breaking into the orchestra world, the classical music scene, a scene that I never thought that I'd like, and I love it. And not because of quarantine, but I think quarantine really led me to developing more music skills, so I picked up the bass. And
Yes.
actually, I did buy the bass before we even knew the possibility of a shutdown was a thing.
Right.
So I had every intention of getting better at the bass, but then when we did shut down, I took all my instruments, came down south, and I was like, well, when in lockdown, practice all the music. So I've dedicated a lot of time now to getting better at violin, getting better at bass. recording, just putting some music out there. Like, hey, here's what I got now. I put out a little ditty of some Earth, Wind, and Fire on the bass. I've revisited repertoire from violin over the days, just to keep it sharp in my fingers so that when we come out of this glowing and people want music, I am there with the music, ready.
They're like, oh, I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm ready.
I'm ready. I have my bass. Boom, boom.
Mine would be this way.
You did
Or what
pick
it
up.
this way? I don't know. Huh?
You picked up the bass, right?
I mean, yeah, I picked one up, yes.
I lifted it up with my hands. I did.
Yeah, so I do have a bass, and I just haven't really gotten into learning yet. And in quarantine, like, I look at it and it looks at me, and I feel like it's judging me, and I know that it's judging me, and I understand why I'm being judged, but then I left, and it was like, well, I can't take you with me, because even if you're like in the car, it's getting on the plane, and can we just pick this up when I get back? I like, don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. My mom, I hope she doesn't watch this episode. She got it for me as a birthday gift because I told her I really, really wanted to learn, and that was 2016.
Girl, I fully expected you to be like Christmas. Oh, you said birthday gift, so maybe last May.
No,
Girl, it's been 4 years.
I know, because I came to New York. I got to New York, and then it was like I had all that time before school that started that I could have been doing it, and I wasn't. I was playing around, and I had to get a full-time job, but I could have been doing it at night. I could have been doing it on the weekends, and I didn't. And then we started school, and then school to me was like, okay, this is the time that I need to be focused on school and doing this. And even then, I still had some downtime. I could have done it. Really, looking back at it, I could have, but I didn't. And now it's like, all right, I had like a whole 6 months before I started my full-time job, and when we finished school, that I could have been. Look, it's not about that right now. We are starting on a new chapter in life.
Now is the time it begins. We don't have assignments, we don't have scenes to study.
And when I get back to New York, in my little box, it's gonna be me and my bass.
Okay, I remember this exact moment when you said.
Remember this moment. It's recorded, so we got it. Okay. It's gonna be out there.
You heard it here people. First.
So not only you, everybody hold me accountable. I'll be back in August, so nothing before August. But
fair.
Second week of August.
Okay. I'll even give you a grace period. I'll give you like a grace period of the third week, because you got to get reacclimated when you move back somewhere. So
yeah. All right.
I'll give you a grace period.
Bitch, bet, motherfucker, bet.
Third week of August, picking up my bass, dusting it off, because yep, and we gonna tune that motherfucker and go.
Okay.
I even downloaded Musician already on my phone.
Okay.
And it has a bass learning program on it. So I will pay for Musician, and I will work on practicing and playing my bass.
All right.
Okay.
I'm excited for you. You just got me hype. Because now I'm up in practice. Because I've been playing. I ain't been like, okay, let's do some scales. Like, I haven't been doing that.
I'm gonna look, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it all the way. Like, it's just, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna devote time and effort. Maximum time, maximum effort.
I am muy excited for that.
And
looking back, because I know you mentioned, okay, Stella, school, we don't have a lot of we have to focus. And I think going into school, I had that same mindset, but looking back, like, we all came to the program as adults, more or less, either post. A lot of us came post college or years after college, or really in the thick of our adulthood. And I saw it more as a grad school program, and a lot of people think it's a post-high school program just based on our age. And now
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm like, this is really a professional conservatory where you were dropped from wherever you are in your life and you can still keep up with extra things.
Yeah.
But somehow I just didn't feel like I could, you know? It's like, no, this is freaking, this is acting. We eat and breathe and pee, acting, okay? There ain't no time for music. There's no time for this. We do this. And now I'm like, you know, there's other people in the program who kept up with their other thing. I know, like, Talia had her dance that she was so committed to, but still doing school at the same time. So
Yeah, but also Talia now is fully immersed in dance.
mhm.
So like I feel like those who went in for like acting as actors were really just like acting, focus,
Mhm.
do it. And then but some other people and I don't think it's bad or that they worked less or anything, but there are people that went into the program and so acting is kind of a gateway to open up something else for them. Like, you know, we have a cinematographer, director that has come out of the program, like dancers, people who not acting is not their number one thing, but the acting helped them with whatever other avenue they were going down. So it helped understand that world a little more. Like it gave them a better idea of dancing is not just dancing, dancing is also telling a story. So now you can use all the objectives and things that you learned from this acting program and you can apply it to dance and you can and work with that as a director or a cinematographer. Now you know how actors think or their processes and you know how to speak to them as a director or cinematographer to get the best performance out of them because now you know that stuff and you can take that and run with it. So yeah, I think I think for the ones that were like acting, acting,
Mhm.
it's like huh, and the other ones were like, well, I still got this other
You know, I still am doing this, but yeah, acting too.
acting. Yeah, like I like it.
I like it. I like it, but you know,
I like it. I like
but
it. Sorry, acting.
hey, you know what? Whatever. Say what you want, but if I could watch all of our shows again, I would. I'd
Yeah,
watch.
yeah.
I know some people don't want to participate necessarily, but I would watch. I would watch 5 women wearing the same dress again. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
This is what I mean about the participation.
I mean, look, you know what, though, looking back, like, if I had to do it again, I would. I, but I think I would be more bold in trying different things with it. I think I would go even further with the character and not, um, obviously, so I was the only Black actor in that cast, but I wouldn't rely on that, if that makes sense. Like, because in you know this the play is really about wasps who or not wasps because they're southern, but they're just these southern belles who come from money, and so they have problems, and they're actually really dark problems, but they gloss out. We don't have time for that. That's poor people's problems.
Mhm.
We don't actually talk about those problems. And
Yeah.
then, I could give my character a whole different backstory, like maybe these issues do mean a lot to me because I wasn't born into money. Maybe we married into money as a family, maybe, something like that. So, yeah. So I would play with that a little bit more.
I would love to see that actually. Now that I think about it, and you know, a lot of the glossing over is not you guys' fault because something that playwright does is he introduces a problem and then doesn't bring it back, and that was just infuriating to watch. I'm like, wait, and he just made it seem like it was going to be a very important part of the show, and it ended up
Right.
not mattering.
Not being,
Like,
yeah. It turned out that the whole play was about this woman finding love.
and who knows if it was forever love? It was just love today.
It was love in that moment,
Mhm.
in a hopeless place.
Shut up. Shut up. But yeah, everything you mentioned, I would love to see all those choices inform your character because if there's anything I've learned, especially watching you, is that being the only Black performer in a white space makes it the most interesting. And everything that you mentioned, you know, if there's anything we learned from Stella, it's that even just thinking about what informs the character's life comes through.
For sure.
So
For sure.
I would love to see that. I would love to watch it again and be like, oh, Amber doesn't come from money. Amber's this. Amber's kind of the outsider, her character. And Georgianne knows that if she slips up or is not conforming to Trisha's way, or is it Meredith? What's her name?
Oh, Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Meredith.
Meredith, if somehow she falls out of line, then she's not admitted to this group anymore.
Yeah.
And
It's like it's always that thin line of like any second they will like mention that, or yeah. But I think that moment when Kelsey calls out Meredith, Kelsey's character calls her out, is kind of that moment like, yeah, you're right, because hello. So
I'm Queen Latifah, okay?
yeah. If anybody in here is
it is me.
so yeah, I think if I did have to go back and do that play again, even with the same cast and everything, I think that would definitely be one of those things that I'd play with more and dive into and kind of see how that changes her from the beginning of the play to the end, because maybe she has sex with this guy because that's love she thinks she deserves, versus by the end she's like, I'm done with that. I'm done with being the token. I'm done with being someone else and presenting this ideal because this is what I think I deserve. Now I know what I deserve, and I'm gonna go with that. So who can say? I mean, you can only do so much with the play itself, but
yeah. I know Caitlin was watching and she heard some dialogue. She whipped the program out, was like, was this written by a man? Yes.
yes. Yeah.
It was written by a man, but you guys did a great job. Loved the pink dresses. So if I could see it again and see those new choices again, I think we all would have done new stuff with our characters. So
I think it would have even it elevated the play even more. Like all of our plays, like just to come back to that, knowing what you did before, having, I'm sure a lot of people, even from what I've seen on Instagram and stuff, have really changed and continue to learn and do more with their acting. So it would be interesting to see how people come in and do that again. Yeah.
Yeah. Even plays I thought were super awesome, even because we only got a 5-show run, and
yeah,
developing that you can do after 5. Like you kind of discover something new on your last show 5, and you're like, oh, drat, I could have done this.
Yeah.
And I discovered some new things with Susan at the end too, because I know I kind of had a bad attitude going in, I'll admit it, but yeah, there's just so much you can think about and so much you can do. And now coming off of it and sitting with it almost a year later, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I could have done this. I really did. I did like doing race. So don't get it twisted, anyone. I liked doing the show. Especially following the footsteps of Kerry Washington, who originated that. So,
yeah.
And I know you being a Black woman in a white space informed that role, and then me being a Black woman also informed this role, but in a different way, because the show is called Race.
So yeah.
I had to be me to play Susan.
Right, for sure. All right, so we're in the quarantine, and I ask everybody this, but what would we be doing on my TikTok that I would pressure you into doing?
What would we be doing on your TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of doing more heinous Shakespeare. If we could just take scenes and turn it to, like, we could make Ratchet Theater. And then just like, you can do sonnets or you can do scenes, and then just make them as ratchet as possible.
I know, as ratchet. Yes, I like heinous Shakespeare idea. I like that. Or if I mean, this is not a really new and innovative concept, but if white canon theater inherently just had all Black people, and that just, you know, that naturally informs the way the story goes or how the characters act. So what if Romeo and Juliet were set in Ghana instead of Italy? Or in Harlem instead of Italy?
Saying. I'm just saying.
2 blocks, both
Saying.
alike in dignity. So
2 blocks. 2 blocks. I'm dead.
what if?
So cool. I know we talked about a few shows earlier, but is there anything that you're binging now or watching or some like things you want to say like you have to watch right now?
We already touched on I May Destroy You. Everyone watch it. I I have started, well, not started, I finished watching Avatar: The Last Airbender as soon as it got on Netflix. I hadn't I'd seen, you know, like an episode here and there when it first came out when we were all young. But guys, watching it as an adult is different. It's different. Watch it. There's so much, I mean, there's so many issues prevalent today that have been written for a child to consume. And it's amazing to watch how effortlessly they did it. And also it's fun. It's freaking fun. I'm kind of obsessed. That last one, I've been obsessed with Dance Moms. I don't know why. Laugh at me all you want, but I'm here for messy, unmitigated drama between white moms who want to speak to the manager and their kids. So
Wow.
it makes me feel better.
Nice. Okay. And on the last note, is there anything, any websites or anything that you would like to promote? Obviously yourself, anything that you've got going on, or any websites that people need to be checking out, donating to, anything like that?
Edit out this long pause. Because I'm trying to like make it worth a while. Everyone should check out For the Girls, which is a trans-led organization initiative. Girls is spelled GWORLS. They're awesome. Check out the Okra Project, which helps to fight food insecurity for trans folks, mostly in New York City, but they are reaching out above and beyond. So donate to those 2 organizations. Also, please check out Housing Justice for All. I know many New Yorkers watching this know Cuomo has not canceled rent. Canceled mortgages, not rent. So please call your senators. Housing Justice for All on Instagram. Donate there. There's many initiatives that they put out there that we can really push to get this rent canceled, to make sure every New Yorker is housed, to make sure public housing is a thing and also somewhere where we are proud to live if it's given to us. So, you know, not just like some rinky-dinky thing that you're put into, but somewhere that you are proud to say, hey, I live here. Yes, this is public housing. So yes, those are the 3 things. For the Girls, Okra Project, Housing Justice for All. Check those 3 things out. Woo!
Yeah. Woo! Would you like people to follow your Instagram or anything? Or?
Yes, follow me on Instagram. I am Morgan.Wardlaw. That's I got rid of that complicated Dutch.
Bruh.
Look, it was beautiful at the time, okay?
Whatever, nobody could find you. So I will link everything that she mentioned down below. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Love it.
I cannot wait.